Good afternoon, I'm Kelly.
And I'm Donathan.
And we are Craving Cinematics. Well, we consider ourselves to be very fortunate people. We've got a lot of love from a lot of you out there. We've got a great family. We're just pretty much happy with life.
Yep.
And our life became a lot better when we were able to get a hold of some episodes of Blue Planet 2. We've already done a trailer review or a review on the first episode of Blue Planet 2. Yeah, Blue Planet 2, first episode.
Yep.
We tried to watch the second episode today, and unfortunately our file was corrupted, so we weren't able to see that, but that was not going to stop us. We were having us some Blue Planet today, and so we just went ahead and went to episode 3, and was just mesmerized like always. What did you think?
I loved it. There was a lot to see in this episode. It primarily focused on the coral reefs.
Beautiful.
And some of the life there was just absolutely fascinating, and things
deadly.
Things that would come out of your nightmares, but at the same time, things that were so gorgeous. They were just, it was an absolute pleasure to look at. And they covered a lot of territory, a lot of different types of sea life that are around the corals. And
the brutality of it.
Yeah, and I was really amazed that many of the oceans, 90% of the life that we know about in the oceans are gathered in 20% of the ocean space.
Oh,
in
these
corals.
Crazy?
I know, it's really amazing.
It's kind of like New York City.
Pretty much. They did call them cities, coral cities. And of course the Great Barrier Reef is the largest one. The one thing that I got out of it more than anything else was the bleaching of the coral.
The dying of the coral reefs.
Yeah. Due to the temperature
serious.
rising in the water.
Yes.
However, there was hope given to the fact of the way they mate and they breed, how they are able to once a year send out all these eggs which travel along the currents, so it gives you hope that new coral is formed somewhere else.
Cool.
So that was really cool.
Yeah, it was really neat to see that. Well, what really struck me in this, besides the beauty and the brutality,
oh yeah,
I mean, just that worm. That worm was so creepy. But there was one of the researchers had been researching the mating rituals and stuff of groupers, which she had been doing for 30 years.
Yeah.
And she had finally, she and her team finally pinpointed the one place or one big place in the world's ocean that groupers come to actually do their mating. And it happens like one night for like 1 hour or 1 hour of this one day during a full moon.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's during the day, sometimes it's at night. And if you don't catch it, then you have to wait a whole nother year. Well, fortunately for us viewers, it happens for us in 5 minutes. We don't have to wait a whole year, because the first time they showed them trying to get it, they missed it.
Yep.
And I just wanted to hug her, because the look on her face and just the knowing that it was going to take a whole nother year before they could come back and try again. But the second time they did go back, they did get to see this, amazing mating ritual of the grouper amongst killer sharks swimming around and waiting to eat the grouper.
That was amazing.
I mean, and the fact that they knew what they had to do, but they knew what they were going to be facing.
Yeah, the divers had to wear chainmail.
Chainmail suits, which I didn't know existed. Which is really
prevent,
cool.
To protect themselves against shark attack, because there were literally hundreds of sharks down there with them, feeding on this grouper. So yeah, the extent as to which they went to get this footage.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to get to, is the cinematographers and the photographers and the oceanographers and the
all the
crews,
everybody,
camera, the sound people, boat driver, just everybody, anybody who has had something to do with the making of Blue Planet 2 deserves like a big steak dinner.
Yeah. And there's a reason
And
why
more.
it took 15 years for
Right.
Blue Planet 2 to come out, because the amount of work, the amount of resources, the amount of time,
The patience
The
to get
patience.
the shot.
to bring this to us. We are the beneficiaries of this.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't see this, you are really missing out. And I really hope that they are able to put this thing out worldwide. I think this needs to be mandatory in schools.
I do too.
And, it's just an absolute amazing job what they've
Oh,
done.
the
with
kids
this.
would love it.
Oh, yeah.
I can't think of a kid that wouldn't love to see big sharks swimming around and.
Or the little clownfish. They're pushing up the little coconut.
yeah,
thing.
fine. You know, that's something I thought about when I was watching this episode today. Is actually kudos to Disney when they did Finding Nemo. The amount of research they actually went into Nemo's home. They were showing the sea anemone, and that was so cool. The way the what were they clownfish that were cleaning the sea anemones and living in them, and that was fabulous.
Yeah,
but
it was awesome.
but just. It showed the amount of work that Disney went into, to make Finding Nemo realistic.
Yeah, it's the same amount of work they put into Coco.
Coco just.
When you put that much work and research into something, you get the benefits from it, because look how successful Coco and Finding Nemo was. So, you've got to see this. If there's any way possible, you've got to see Blue Planet 2.
And this has got to be released worldwide. Blue Planet 2! Blue Planet 2! Blue Planet 2! Blue Planet 2 for the world.
I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Kelly. And we are Craving Cinematics. Bye-bye.